Hi again. I've been looking forward to the 30th day of this challenge, not because I wanted the challenge to be over, but because I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. So what exactly have I been doing? Well, like most people, I was mostly living my life in quite an unconscious way. By unconscious, I'm talking about the habits that we have each day, the way we do things on a routine basis without really thinking about it. It's the unconscious mind. The way we carry ourselves, the everyday tasks that we do without even thinking about it. We might not realize it, but the way we do these things on a regular basis every day, we're kind of addicted to the way we do them, and it almost blocks us from being the best version of ourselves because we're so used to doing things in the way that we do them. Now, I have actually experimented with this kind of stuff in the past, and I would probably say to some degree I'm a bit more conscious than maybe the average person when it comes to the way I do things on a daily basis. For example, if I notice that I'm getting annoyed when I'm talking to somebody or something like that, I'm often able to remind myself to just shrug it off and not get upset by it. A lot of this is because of doing meditation. But the difficult thing about doing this, or remembering to do this, is that only 5% of our mind is actually conscious. The rest is on pretty much kind of like autopilot and still just subconscious. But what if there was an easier way? I done a lot of reading. I was reading about visualization, epigenetics, more about meditation, and as I was learning more about meditation, I actually found something that I wasn't aware of myself, which was that when you're meditating and the mind is very still, you give yourself the best opportunity to rewire the circuits in your brain and change those habits that you don't want to have, because we're stuck in these habits. But if we can sit down and kind of revisualize the way we want to be, then during those moments of stillness is the best time to be able to do it, which is great. But the problem here is that not everybody can meditate, and certainly not everybody can meditate to the point of having a very still mind. But luckily there is another time in the day when everybody can achieve this, and that is the first minute or first 2 minutes of waking up on a morning. I read a statistic that in those first 2 minutes of waking up to 90% of people look at their phone. Now, if you're going to look at your phone in the first 2 minutes of waking up, when your subconscious mind is fully open, what do you think that's going to do to your subconscious mind? It's obviously going to feed it with old programming. You're probably looking at things on your phone that are negative events that are happening in the world, that are feeding that negativity in your own mind. It's going to keep you locked in the past, and when you're locked in the past, you're basically locked into these old habits. So rather than looking at my phone in the first 2 minutes or doing anything else in those first 2 minutes, what I started to do in the last 30 days was I started to visualize my day ahead, about how I would like the day to go, about how my best self would look, how I would be carrying myself, how I would be interacting with people. It would be a happier, more joyful version, obviously, that is more compassionate and tries to get other people to feel good about themselves. I guess the best way that I can describe it is that it's a bit like a rehearsal. If you rehearse something over and over and over and over and over and over again, then eventually it just becomes natural, and you start to replace the old programming with the new programming, and that becomes the new version of who you are. Obviously this didn't happen overnight, but morning after morning, day after day, I started to notice different changes. I started to notice when I would catch myself repeating the old programming, the old patterns, and obviously noticing this, just noticing this in itself was a great feeling. It was like watching myself evolve into something better, like I said, like kind of like a better version of myself. Better relationships, better health, better sleep. Everything seemed to be improving because I was much more conscious about the way that I was each day. And I would encourage anybody out there to give this a try. It's something I'm going to do every morning from now on. I mean, there's no reason why not to, really. Like I said, it's only like 1 or 2 minutes of your day, and it's much better than picking up that phone. So yeah, that's about it. If anybody out there has actually done something like this before, I'd love to hear what your experience of it was, and if you're still doing it, if you feel like it cemented a new version of yourself in place for future in a way that you don't need to do it every day maybe. But yeah, great experience, highly recommend it. And if you feel like this has benefited you somehow, then obviously hit that like button and subscribe if you want to. All right, I'll see you next time. Ciao.